What's up, dudes? Let me just give you a little quick preview of today's podcast. My wife and I recently went on a trip, just the two of us, baby-free, and it was glorious. So today's pod, we talk about how important it is for you and your wife to find time, just you guys, no kids. If you're a dad-to-be, soak it in, man, because all of a sudden you got another little one that's going to be taking up your time. And your wife is such an important part of your team that you guys need to make sure that you guys are on the same page. And finding those times where you guys can just get together, just you and her, are so important. If it's just a night, if it's just a couple hours, if it's just a little drive to the grocery store, whatever that is, spending time, just the two of you with no kids, is so important. And if you can, find a time to do a trip. John and Viv just recently did a trip for Viv's 30th birthday, and I just did a trip with my wife for her 30th birthday, kid-free, and it was awesome. So that's what we talk about a little bit today, but I also want to call out something that we're going to be doing starting in August. We're going to be hosting a live Q&A call the first Tuesday of every month and the third Thursday of every month, roughly those dates. I think there's one or two that are a little different in there, but it's going to be starting in August. So it's going to be $5 a month, and you can call and hop on a call with John and I. We're going to be talking through different topics. You can bring your questions to us. We're going to have other dads on there that we can bounce things off of. We can talk golf, we can talk baseball, we can talk sports, we can talk whatever you want, but it's going to be a lot of fun. The first Tuesday and the third Thursday of every month, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so it should work for anybody across all the different time zones, pre-bedtime, post-bedtime, dinner. It's just an hour that we're going to be sitting down, opening up, letting you guys kind of drive the ship. So we hope to see you on those calls. More information as we get going, but until then, thanks for what you do. Let's get to the pod.
Daddy out! Dad!
It's a lot of lights, Dad.
You fathers will understand.
I told you he was an awesome dad.
What's up, dudes? Welcome back to Dudela. I'm Michael.
I'm John.
John, today is a little bit more of a fun conversation. I mean, they're all
Yes,
fun.
of course.
But
We're talking about dad stuff. How,
yeah, exactly. Well, we're getting away. If you've been kind of listening, we've been talking about our pillars from
our framework.
Our framework that we've put out, and the guide that you can get on our website to be a steady dad. That's kind of what we've been going through in the last couple pods. But today we're making a little bit of a left turn to get off a right turn to get off the highway, going and grabbing, some Sonic, maybe some Dairy Queen,
okay, all
a
right.
little fun fast food, and we'll get back on the highway of the 5 pillars.
I love it. So on this journey off the off ramp here, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we're going to California, John.
Ooh.
We're not going, but my wife and I just got back from 5 days away from Riley.
5
Baby
day
free. I didn't change a diaper for 5 days. I didn't think about
in
milk schedule. I didn't think
Incredible.
about. I sat at a restaurant. We sat at a restaurant and had a conversation.
Were you there for like 2
for
hours?
90 minutes? It was amazing.
Wow, that sounds like bliss.
Multiple times. Every single day we sat for like 90 minutes.
As long as you want it.
Yeah, just like, hey,
We'll
get the dessert.
what an experience. You know
Yeah.
what? We will
You know what? We will have an appetizer beforehand and hold our entrees. You can come back and talk to me about my entrees in a minute.
Bring me another drink.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
Do you have
okay.
any more bread? Any of that free bread? Let's bring that out. We still have a kid. We still have a budget. Let's bring out that is one thing I don't think we did a great job of that we talked about on the last day of like,
What was the
maybe
budget?
we should have had a budget for the food. Because you just get excited,
Yeah,
man.
I
And it
know.
was my wife's 30th birthday. She wanted
Yeah,
to go to
you got to
California.
celebrate.
So of course you got to get ice cream every day or some dessert, and so it was fun. It was
Absolutely worth it. And now you got to, do a little repair. It's all good.
great. A little bit. We'll be just fine.
A
We just got to cut back.
A week
on,
in Cali, man.
I don't need to eat out for a little while.
There you
Let's
go.
just say
it
that.
won't be anyway.
No, yeah, I know exactly. If anything, it's Chick-fil-A or Chipotle for the next little bit. But yeah, baby free, man.
So, well, let's talk. Let's talk about that experience. I think as new parents, even in that, first, year or so, year or two, you get into this like, okay, I got to be around my kid. I'm kind of involved in all their stuff, all their meals, all their sleep. You have that routine set up. Traveling is just like kind of few and far between.
And it sucks when you do it.
It's stressful.
It's
yeah.
not. I mean, it's fun, but the actual travel part is not.
We've done a couple different podcasts on our experiences of traveling, what it was like with the gear and the reservations and communication and all the things. This is different. This is saying, no, I'm going to go back to like what it was like to really
old school, man.
actually fun travel.
Yeah.
But in the flip side of that, the difficult piece is now I'm leaving my baby at home. Like I'm leaving my kid. So like
it was weird.
Yeah. Like, okay. I want raw, unfiltered. What was day one? Like, what did it feel like to leave Riley here?
Yeah, so we left on a Tuesday morning. So we dropped Riley at my parents' house on Monday night. Abigail thought she was going to be a mess, thought she was going to cry, be so sad. No tears were shed. And so our flight was early Tuesday morning. We got out the house in like 15 minutes.
Let's go.
And that was getting showered. We had to redo our sheets because my in-laws were coming in and so like we had to do some stuff to get the house prep for my in-laws.
You were motivated to get out.
Yeah, but we could. That's the thing, right? Like we were able to get out of the house and just walking through the airport, not having to push a stroller, not having the kids screaming, not like locking in on how many okay, if I need to change a diaper, there's the bathroom. If I need to get water for a bottle, it's over here. If I need to, this looks like a good place for my kid to crawl on the floor and not, potentially pick
get
up
a disease.
Yeah, exactly. For four. So it's just like easy. And then the airplane, we slept.
Really?
But there was a crying baby right across the aisle from us. But it was amazing how you lock in and you feel so much more sympathy for any crying babies on a plane. Of like, before, if I was like in college, I'd be like, this sucks. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, hey,
you got it.
Do you want me to take your kid for a minute so you can have a break? But like, you don't want to be that weird stranger on a plane.
I know,
right?
Especially
like,
as a guy.
Yeah,
I'm never asking.
But I was like,
question.
hey, like I was playing peekaboo with the baby for half the trip.
Yeah,
and I was like, Riley would have fun.
You have a new skill set that's unlocked now. You're helpful in those situations,
exactly,
instead of a hindrance.
Exactly. So,
wow.
No, I mean, right off the bat, you're just like, you kind of fall back into your old routine, right? But then you get there and you feel like you're forgetting something.
Oh, I can understand that.
And it takes you a minute to fully relax because you still feel like you're still like so wound up from the last 17 months or whatever, or however long you've had kids without going on a trip by just you and your wife.
I mean, even just going on a date night to downtown, you kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
Where like you spend the first 20 minutes of dinner like almost hitting your checklist of items that you had to talk about. And then you're like, wait, we're on a date.
Exactly.
Let's put all that to the side.
And you're still kind of thinking, if you have a babysitter at home, Abigail will always like wear her smartwatch and like, well, just in case the babysitter needs me. No, man, smartwatches were left in the bag.
Yeah.
We were like Xing out all communication from anybody else. And then, so like, day one, you get out there, you just kind of like, let's get some food, let's sightsee for a minute and get back to the hotel. You're exhausted because we woke up early. And then day two is where it kind of is like, you can kind of breathe a little bit.
Relax,
and be like, is it bad that I don't necessarily miss my kid right now? But then there's so many things throughout the trip where you're like, oh, this would be so fun with Riley. Or, oh, I'd love for her to, see the ocean because we went to California. She hasn't seen the beach yet.
Yeah.
I'd love for her to, go play in the sand and play in the water. Mm-hmm. But the swell is like the biggest swell they've had in like 20 years. So not a good day.
Not a good time
be
for
at
a
the
baby.
beach for a baby.
Yeah.
No.
But I love that. Like you think you're going to miss him and you find out that you're okay. And you see the world through a different lens now.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this is something that Riley would have loved to do. Or I'm going to put this on the list for us to do together. And it just lets you go through life with kind of an appreciation for who you are now and who she is and who she's becoming. But also, like, you get to be your own man for a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys get to be a married couple.
Yep.
Just a married couple.
Yep, exactly.
And that's it for a few minutes.
And it is so important for you to do.
I just spilled all over.
It's classic John. Just to let you guys know real quick as a side tangent, John has recently ruined one of my shirts because he was over at our house and spilled on his shirt
and then put on
one of mine and ruined one of mine. So
I owe you a shirt.
That's how John handles his. But he also has some of the most graceful, unbelievable saves I've ever seen in my life when it comes to some stuff. So,
yeah, I thought I was.
It's insane.
I thought I was a real dialed-in, coordinated human, and turns out I was just coordinated enough to be klutzy and not have people not have it be cataclysmic.
Yeah, that's about right. That's right. Anyway, back on track here. I think it is so important for couples to go have at least 2 nights away, because the first night, it does not give you time to fully relax. It gives you time to catch up. You guys have that time. It does not give you that time to, like, having a full day without your kid is, I think, very important.
Like night to night. Like
Correct.
2 nights in a row where you don't have to do the routine.
Yep, exactly.
That's good.
Even if you get up early the next morning and go, like, having a full 24 hours where you do not, like 2 full nights where you don't have to think about it is very important. And we didn't necessarily do a good job of that the first year. I think it's hard within the first year.
Yeah.
And travel is just expensive. And having a kid is not cheap. But so, like, you're able to kind of figure that out. But I think it is so important for just your marriage and you guys and yourself to go and just be who you were before having a kid, because that's okay.
It is.
It's okay to want to do that. It's okay. You don't need to feel guilty to go do that and feel like, oh, I hope my in-laws are okay back home. They're fine.
They're gonna be.
They're gonna be okay. All right. Like, I hope whoever's taking your kid is gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
And you need to go take some of that time to go do you things.
You know, you're hitting on something, because the first time that we did a couple nights away was Viv's 30th.
Yeah.
And we went heli skiing, and it was
we go to California, sit on the beach. They go heli skiing. That tells you anything about the two of us.
It was incredible. I remember, but what you're saying, I think the way I would phrase it is, it's okay to be the version of you that you once were.
Totally.
Like, I love the way you phrased
You never
that.
lose that.
Yeah, like
Right?
that person's still in
Yeah.
there.
Needs to be fed.
We just, put a dad hat on him and said, "Here you go. Like, do this other stuff for a while." And it was really freeing to kind of not have to do any of those things and flex the other muscles of your life that used to be all you were.
And like you said, the muscle, right? The muscle memory, it comes back quick. Like who you were beforehand, it comes back. You're able to. But there's a different side of you that. I fell asleep at the pool. I used to never fall asleep at the pool, but you're exhausted, right? Like there is a different side of you that, like, learns this new relaxation, and, like, you used to see your dad and be like, man, he takes a lot of naps. Or if he has 20 minutes, he's closing his eye like, okay, Dad.
My dad used to fall
get it,
asleep
man.
everywhere. We would go to movies, and I mean, it became a running joke where he just never even went to the movies with us anymore.
Because he'd just sleep. My mom did the exact same thing. My mom never watched a movie because she would just sleep. That's going to be Abigail. Abigail falls asleep in almost every movie. Mm-hmm. And I kind of get it now.
Yeah.
Like,
you're like, oh, it's 2 hours of uninterrupted. It's dark. It's nice. It's like, yeah, why
I
not?
get to sit, like, not chasing someone. Yeah. So, like, it is, man, it was so good getting to connect and you don't have to feel bad if you don't FaceTime your kid every 2 hours, or you don't check in with whoever's watching them every 2 hours. Like,
how often did you guys FaceTime her or see her? Once a day?
We would, yeah, once or twice a day. We try and FaceTime her in the morning, maybe when we woke up before, day got going, which, like, with a time change, kind of weird, because sometimes she was already napping in the morning or whatever, or when we'd realize we'd go out and we'd come back and get ready for dinner, she may be in bed already or getting ready for bed. And so, like, you just kind of, miss her or whatever. But Abigail's rule was to both of to both grandmas, my mom and her mom, would just send me a couple pictures. And it goes a long ways.
It really does. It really does.
Making sure everybody's healthy, because you're still thinking about them, of
course.
right?
And you want to participate in their life.
Yeah, and you want to see them like you do miss them.
Of course.
You miss the heck out of them, man.
Was 5 days too long? Was it the right amount of time?
I think we were ready to come back on day 5.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that's like we flew out late that night. Like at that point, you're like, dude, I just want to
I'm ready.
get home and see my kid.
I'm ready.
So I think if we were like flying out the next morning, we would have. I think that was a perfect amount of time.
Cool.
To where you come back more relaxed and okay, and but you're at the point where it's like, okay, yeah, one, I don't need to eat out. Like I'm good for a home cooked meal for now, and two, like I want to see my kid.
Yeah. I think that's great. And thinking about that as dads listening, like, okay, you got your baby who's around 18 months. It's like it's been a while since you've done anything fun. Like as far as you and a couple, you as a couple, like maybe that's about right.
Yep.
An extra long weekend. I think ours was 3 total nights.
Yep.
And it felt like I could have used one more.
Yeah. I think 4 to 5 is probably your happy place for nights away, because like we said, it takes at least 2 for you to fully relax.
Yeah.
And if you have 3, you get kind of one night.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to take it, man.
Yeah.
Like
you got to do it. And you don't have to. I was thinking as we were talking, like, man, how hard would it be to really go do like a downtown staycation, for a few nights?
Yep.
Save on the airfare and just do something local, but know that I'm not gonna see my kids.
Exactly. And like that was the one nice thing about, like, man, I'm a whole plane ride away. Like I can't.
Yep.
I mean, I could, but like,
if we just went in the city,
you'd have
get a text message. Yeah. It was like, oh, let's go home.
Exactly. Hey, can you come back and no, there's no option.
She threw up.
Yeah, she's sick, and it's like, we'll come back. No, like if we're no, sorry, like
you got to deal with it.
Suck it up. Like clean up the puke, Grandma. So yeah, there is a little freeing side of it that if you are on an airplane, not driving, like you're not on your schedule. You're on the schedule that you built.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a freeing side of it, that there is no option necessarily to come home.
Yeah. So if you were to, in an ideal world, plan your next one, like about how often do you think you guys are going to be craving some travel, some break from the kiddos?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think if you could do every year, try and do 2 nights away. Like a full weekend where you leave, take a half day on a Friday, and you don't have like the 2-day ones that could be local, right? Like
camping or something.
Yeah, we could drive up to the mountains. We can drive down to New Mexico and go to Albuquerque. Albuquerque's actually kind of cool.
Sweet, good food. The you pass the sand dunes kind of on the way. That's a sweet trip.
Exactly.
If you need rags, I got you.
Yeah, so I think you should probably try and do 2 nights in a row. Once a year.
I like that.
Doesn't have to be big and fancy. Doesn't have to be anything. Doesn't have to be a big trip. Abigail and I hadn't really been on a big trip since our honeymoon. All of our stuff was kind of the long weekends, 2 days of driving somewhere, or maybe hopping on a red-eye flight. And we travel pretty cheap because
it's life.
Yeah, and like, listen, I'm sitting on a plane for 2 hours. I don't need to. Give me the cheapest flight. I'll get out there at the same time. Unless it's like a 13-hour layover somewhere, then I'll pay a little extra more.
You don't want the slippers and the champagne?
No, I don't necessarily need that.
I do want to fly in one of those one day.
One day we'll do it. We'll do it when.
Let's make it transatlantic, though.
Yeah,
we've got to cross the
Correct.
ocean.
Yeah, when Dudela reaches, what number of subscribers are we going?
500,000.
I was gonna say 10, and then we would already be there, and then we have to go now. 500,000 deal. We're going.
Okay.
So I don't think it needs to be like any big fancy vacation. Like Abigail and I hadn't been on one in a while, so this is what we were gonna do. But I think just from your standpoint, it's also good for your kids, man. Like it is so good for your kids to not be around you all the time.
Oh, preach it, man.
I'm sorry if you or your wife don't feel that way, but man, it is so important for your kid to be with other people, to be around other kids, to not see you all the time. Like I think this was the first time that we came home and like Riley would cry when we put her down. And I think it was like a little separation anxiety of like, are you guys going to leave me this time for long? But like now she's not. But like you have to let your kids kind of know that you are not the only option out there and that they cannot fully rely on you and there's got to be some other people involved.
Totally. And of course there's caveats to this. Like they need to be around safe people that like love them and all that. But like the end of the day is everybody parents a little different. Everybody caretakes a little different.
Yep.
And that is so valuable to them to realize, oh, I actually don't need my spaghetti this particular way, or I don't need my fruit cut in the exact same way every time.
Dude, my kid ate broccoli for both grandmas. She never touched broccoli with us. We come home and they're like, yeah, she loves broccoli. First day back, give her broccoli. Straight on the floor. I'm like, you liars. She did not like broccoli. But they both said, like, no, she loved broccoli.
Maybe they cook it better than you do.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing that we're not doing. So, yes, your kid will probably eat things that maybe they didn't eat with you.
But that's life, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're in different circumstances and different scenarios, like you act and grow and you behave differently.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think it's just good to give our kids that chance to live that way.
Yeah, and it's good for them. It's good for everybody to get a break from everybody. Mm-hmm. Right?
Every now and again.
Yeah. Like you don't need to do it all the time. But like getting some space is definitely worth it.
And time on a beach is time well spent.
Never bad. And so like it is funny though that your mind totally, it's so different from before kids. And the things that you see and the things that you think about on a trip now is this kid friendly? And not like, oh, I'd go do that or whatever. Like staying in a hotel. We now are like, well, we cannot go stay at this hotel because it was a teeny tiny room and we could not put a porta crib in here, or we could not like it's amazing how you now rank and talk about trips and experiences and all of these things based off of kids.
You see the world through a different lens.
Yeah.
And that's just because you've been transformed. You're now a dad.
Yep.
And that's a good thing. And it's at times you just got to be able to take that hat off.
Yeah.
Like my sister's wedding was this incredible location in Mexico, but we brought the girls and we're like, ooh, man, that hotel over there has a playground.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I wonder if we probably would be having more fun if we were over there.
Yeah.
And yet I needed to stop and just be like.
And I do think there are times where it's like, we could bring the kids, but should you? Right? And it's not like, hey, we need to do this every single time. It's when can we do it and when should we do it? Yeah. Because there are times where, it would be a lot more fun to bring the kids to this wedding. Well, should you bring the kids to what is it going to bring them? Is it going to be more stress for you? Or is it like, no, this is a chance for us to get a free date night?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And you got to pay for a babysitter and stuff, but like
it's an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think we do as new parents, we let a lot of opportunities go.
Yes.
And so I think it's a good wake up call to be like, you know what? I'm going to keep my eye out for chances for date nights that I maybe would have bypassed earlier.
Yep.
Because it is good for me. It's good for them. It's good for all of us.
Yep, exactly. And it's no matter what, man, it is so good for you and your spouse to get some time alone, to get some time together, and just do it.
Yeah.
And you can do it a lot earlier than I think you can do it. When you're like, you should store up some breast milk when you're pumping. Like, go get a hotel, and like let your kid drink a bottle with grandma or with an aunt or one of your friends or whatever. Like let them go. And try it. It's gonna be okay, and it's gonna be better for you guys. Go get a full night's sleep if you're
I was gonna
early
say,
in on this.
Yeah, I was like,
go get a full night's sleep, man. Go to dinner and go to the hotel room at 7.
mm-hmm.
Go have a little fun,
or just
and go to bed at 8:30.
Yeah, just order in.
Yeah, and like
go to.
Yeah, and
get a whole night's sleep, man. When was the first time? Like, how long after baby until you got a full night?
Well, we had a wedding. No, that was in June. No, dude, I don't even know.
Months, probably.
Yeah, I mean it's a while.
I mean, shout out to taking care of babies. I think they got our girls going real early, but like I remember feeling in the thick of it those first few weeks. I was like,
Yep.
man, when am I going to sleep again?
Yep. I know. Abigail asked me like week 4, am I ever when do they sleep through the night? And I was like, don't ask that right now because you will not enjoy the answer to that one. But another thing that like is nice that I know some people I know do like a give kids to grandparents and then go home. The one thing about going home is you get sucked into your routine. You get sucked into your TV. You get sucked into cleaning. You get sucked into
Tasks.
the normal, right? Like, and sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need like, hey, take the kids for 4 hours. We got to go get some stuff done at the house. But if you're trying to have like a night for the two of you, not being at home is so nice because you don't have those chores and that running list in your head that you always feel like you have to be doing something.
Agreed.
And it is so important to not have that. Have some time like that where you don't have to do those things.
So good.
And finding how you can do that, I think, is the hard part, right? Like, I have a credit card, and we have, when I worked at Epic, I traveled a lot and got some pretty good points, and now I'm like locked in at silver status on Bonvoy, and I get a free hotel every single year.
Love it.
So like that now is going to be a date night that we go up to Breckenridge for a night or whatever.
Yeah.
And we get away. Like find little things like that you can do to escape your
Normal.
routine.
Yeah. I think that's huge. And you came back full of life. You came back like ready to dad mode it up. Like came back with lots of energy. Grandparents were, I'm sure, exhausted, but they were
Loved
full. Riley's ready to see, it's like all those things. So,
But let me tell you, the getting back into the routine part, Monday and Tuesday were rough.
that could be a future pod.
Oh my. You get back and you're like, straight into work and cleaning. We had a showing. We're selling our house, if you didn't know. Like, it's like, okay, welcome back.
Welcome back into it.
Rock and roll.
Before we end this, I think it was a huge, just like a pleasant wake up call to be like, if you're on the fence about doing the thing, go do it. We always end with some quick fire questions. So I'm gonna hit you with a couple vacation related questions.
Okay.
All right. Number 1. Are you a room service guy?
No.
Never, ever?
No, dude, it's so expensive.
If you didn't have to pay for it and it was just included in your room.
It depends on the hotel. We looked at it at one of our hotels, and it just looked fine. Like, I would way rather walk and find a local joint. Like, if I'm on vacation, I'm going to find, like, a cool spot. You and I are... If I'm eating out, man, I want to pay for something that's good.
That's good.
I don't want... We went to one restaurant, and it was... Vibes were like a 8 or 9 out of 10.
Okay.
9. Like high. On the bay, boats coming in and out.
Sick.
Like super cool. Food sucked. And I was so frustrated for paying for this food, and I got this plate of nachos because we looked at
paid for the vibes.
You look at the menu before in the pictures, and you're like, man, this looks great. And I was like, nachos. They looked fine in the pictures. Dude, it was not very good.
Dang.
But you pay for the vibes on that, so you're not hurting that bad. But if I would have bought that and got a 5 out of 10 and I'm sitting in my hotel room, I would have been bummed.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go get 4 out of 10 food, 3 out of 10 food with 9 out of 10 vibes.
I gotta say though, I just love opening that door wearing a robe and like, I'm gonna thank you, peasants, for delivering me my meal. I'm going back to my bed where my wife is, and I'm gonna enjoy this.
And part of me, I'm not good at the sitting thing. I'm not good at that at all. And Abigail, on the beach, man, I would go and just float in the water. I borrowed some kid's goggles to go out into the sea. Like I want to go and like explore. I would rather pay for the cheaper hotel room because in my mind, I'm spending as little time in the hotel room as I can.
Okay.
I'm just sleeping there. It's home base.
You're not doing enough in the hotel room then.
Well, I mean, you do other things. No, I don't want it that gross. Like, you're doing things in the hotel room, right? But at the same time, like, you know,
I hear
I'm
ya.
going and exploring.
Okay, that was my next question, which was, are you beach or are you adventure?
Both, yeah.
Both?
I mean, probably more adventure because one day of sitting on the beach is probably enough for me. I can do more of it, but then I get bored.
Yeah.
And I need to find a buddy to go play games with.
I gotcha. What is a travel destination that's on your bucket list?
I really want to go to Europe, go kind of over there and explore. I also want to go to like a cool island in the Caribbean.
Both those sound like non-Riley trips.
No. Oh, yeah. No. With Riley, I want to take her to a beach soon. So maybe down to Florida. That's a good family beach spot. We're not quite to the like national parks hiking stage. So like it's still going to be pretty easy. Absy and I were talking about Disney and when that one's going to come.
Better start packing away your pennies now.
Yeah, how you want to talk about?
I've talked to my mother-in-law, about the Disney cruise, and she's like, "Well, I've kind of thought that would be a fun grandma trip." She's like, "So I'm stashing away a little bit each year."
There we go. See, and that we're hoping it'll be a grandpa Christmas present of like, hey, we're gonna take we'll
cover a couple of
grandma,
days.
grandpa. If you're listening to this, start saving up because that's what we're banking on to get to Disney.
I heard that it's cheaper to fly to Japan to go to the Disney or resort there and then fly home than it is to go to the one in Florida.
Dude, it's a lot.
I don't know about cruises. I haven't really entertained that yet, but someday.
One
Well,
day.
this was awesome. Travel is always fun. I love to talk about travel stuff.
Man, and even if you're not hopping on a plane, go spend the night with your wife somewhere.
Go do something fun.
Get out of your house. Go. It is so important for you in your marriage.
Love it. Well, thank you for joining us on this one, and we will see you on the next.
Daddy-o! Dad!
It's a lot of lights, Dad.
You fathers will understand.
I told you he was an awesome dad.